So today we're going to be talking about fractions. First, we need to know what the numerator and the denominator mean. The numerator is just the top number of the fraction. So let's say we have 1 over 5. In this case, 1 would be our numerator and 5 would be our denominator. So let's just do one more. It's pretty easy, but we just got to get that in our mind. What is the numerator? What is the denominator? We'll put it over here. Let's just do 2/3. 3 is our denominator. 2 is our numerator. Okay. So now that we know what the numerator and the denominator is, we can move on to understanding what a fraction is. First, I'm going to use this circle here. I'm just going to make 2 lines, one on the top, one up and down, one side to side, and then I'm going to color in this right here. Okay. So this circle is a whole. As a whole, if all 4 of these is colored in, then this would be a whole circle, but it's not. The 3 sections are parts. Well, the 4th section are parts, but the 3 empty sections are what help make up the fraction. See, here we have 1, 2, 3, 4 parts that make up a whole. Okay. Right now, we have 4 as our denominator because 4 parts make up this whole figure. But we only have 1 that is colored in. So 1 out of the 4 sections is our fraction. So 1/4 of this circle is colored in. Let me do this another time. Let's go ahead and do a square here. That way you have a couple different examples to understand. Okay, so let's go 1, 2, 3. Okay, so as a whole, we have 6 parts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are 6 parts that make up this whole figure. So when you're doing when you're trying to figure out what a fraction is, or what the fraction of this object is, you have to count how many parts make up the whole figure. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 parts make up the whole figure. So 6 is going to be our denominator. The denominator is always how many parts of this figure make a whole, which is 6. Now, here's our fraction bar. What amount of parts is colored in? Okay, so we just have to count them. Go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there are 5 parts of this figure that are colored in out of the 6. So 5 out of 6 of these parts are colored in, which makes up 5/6. So this fraction is 5 over 6. Let's do another circle, and I'm going to make this one a little bit more sections to it. Okay, so first, in order to come up with the denominator, we have to know how many parts are in this circle. So first we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There are 8 parts in this figure. To make a whole, if all of these were colored in, it would be a whole, but they are not. So let's go ahead and color some in. That way we can get a fraction out of it. Okay, so there are 8 parts as a whole. How many of those 8 parts are colored in? Well, we simply count it, 1, 2, 3. So 3 over 8 is going to be our fraction. 3/8 is our fraction. Now, it's pretty easy once you get the concept. How many of these are colored in? 3. How many as a whole? There are 8. So as a whole, we have 8 as our denominator. And the fraction that is colored in is 3. 3/8 of this is colored in. Now I'm going to introduce you to one more thing. It's for future reference once we get into it. We have 1 circle, 2 circles, we have 3, we have our parts. This one is going to be colored in. All of it is. So is this one. This all is colored in. Alright? So just remember, these are wholes. Okay? We'll go ahead and make our sections in here. All of these sections are colored in. So, as I said earlier, how many parts is a whole? Does this make up? 4. So there's 4 parts to this one, there's 4 parts to this one, and there are 4 parts to this one. So these 4 here are all colored in. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 colored in. So 4 out of the 4 are colored in, which makes a whole. This here is the same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 out of 4 makes a whole. Here we have 1 over 4. So this is not a whole. If all 4 of these were colored in, it would be a whole number. But it is not. It's only 1. So again, we just got to count 1, 2, 3, 4. It comes up with our denominator here. And then how many parts of this figure are shaded in? this is one part out of the whole. So here is 1/4. These here, they simplify to 1. We add those together, and then this is 2 wholes and 1/4. So we have 2 wholes and 1/4 as our answer. So right now, I want you to go ahead and take some time, and I want you to really get the concept of how to figure out the parts and the wholes of a fraction, or of a figure. Do the homework assignment, do your best you can. Any questions you have, we'll come back tomorrow and we'll learn more in class. But for now, I want you to take what you've learned about the numerator, the denominator, you take your figures, and I want you to come up with the fraction that is in that figure. Do your best, and then we'll work on the rest in class.